This is the 10 Minutes with Andrew podcast.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes with Andrew. I'm, of course, Andrew McGinn, joined by Mark Chansey. Welcome back to the show.
First, let's apologize for the audio.
Yep.
Because we're not where we need to be.
No, we're not.
We're in the middle of moving. We have no studio. I'm in a room that has nothing in it, so there's an echo.
Yep.
But I am wearing my Leafs jersey.
Yeah, you can say he's wearing his Leafs jersey.
Might be for the last time, though.
It could be.
Who knows? So, what are we doing today, my son?
We're just going to talk about sort of the series so far. And,
Which series?
Leafs and Panthers.
Oh, Leafs are playing the Panthers, hey?
Yeah, and they're going to Game 7.
They are going to Game 7, which is nothing new for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And, so if we're going to start talking about the series, we got to start with the Leafs took an early lead in this series. Took a 2-0 lead.
They did. Yeah.
And then they went back to Florida for 2, and Florida bounced back. They
no longer had a 2-0 lead. Yep.
Yeah, they no longer had a 2-0 lead. And then I think what we probably should spend the most time on is Game 5. Because
I don't think we should spend any time on Game 5. Neither should the Leafs.
Well.
But if you want to, we'll go there.
Because Game 5 was at home for Toronto. It was in Toronto. They had a chance to take the 3-2 lead, and they got destroyed. And they played horribly. 6-1 was the final.
May have been the most embarrassing effort ever by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's what I wrote here, was the embarrassing Game 5 blowout, because it was embarrassing. It was totally embarrassing.
Yep.
And then,
so Leafy. It's such a Leafy thing for them to get blown out like that, then win Game 6. I know I'm jumping ahead of you.
Yeah.
The real Leafy part is going to be, do they do what they normally do in Game 7?
I was just going to bring that up. Do they? Yeah.
Or do they rebirth themselves into a new era of a good hockey team?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be...
Can you rebirth yourself?
I don't know if Florida's going to be a little angry that they lost Game 6, but...
Well, the Leafs should be a little angry that they gave up a 2-0 lead and that they blew Game 5 at home. That was ugly. Like the fans were booing them for half the game. Auston Matthews jerseys were being thrown on the ice.
Yeah, you can't have that happen again.
Ever. Not even in November.
No. You can't have that happen again. Especially now you're home again tonight. Like, you can't have that happen again.
They need to come out on their toes, as Berube would say, and own that game. And their defensive game in Game 6 was almost perfect, if not perfect. Keep them to the outside, get a couple of goals,
I mean,
move on to Carolina.
People don't know how rare it is to score or to shut out the Panthers in Florida. Like, that's a pretty impressive thing to do.
People don't know how rare this team is.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's up to 34 and 16 to show up at least one more time.
But yeah, 16 is probably the biggest talking point. I mean, in Game 5, there was... I mean, how could you not see it? But there was in case you didn't see it, there was a moment in Game 5 where Mitch Marner...
I saw it. I can tell you I saw it.
I saw it too. There was a moment in Game 5 where Mitch Marner does a backhand spinorama no-look pass to the middle of the ice, right to the Panthers to force a 3-on-2, and eventually that was a goal.
Yep.
But that was what most people were... I mean, Mitch is not a good playoff performer anyway. He never shows up. But that really aggravated a lot of Leaf fans in particular, that no-look spin-around pass to ghost to the middle of the ice.
So my concern for tonight is number 23.
Yeah, Nyes might be injured.
No one's saying anything, but he did not look very comfortable in Game 6 after that reverse check he took. And he's an important part of this team.
Yeah.
But regardless, every player on that team, to a man, has to be willing to sacrifice everything for one more game.
And but yeah, they recover well in Game 6. They got the shutout, as we just mentioned. Matthews finally scored.
Demons behind you.
Yeah, Matthews finally scored.
Kind of a soft goal, but it went in.
And Pacioretty, how can you not love Max Pacioretty, also scored. And another pretty soft goal.
Wasn't as soft, but Bob would usually stop that 9 times out of 10, I think.
Yeah, usually.
So we need Bob to be a little bit off his game tonight. We need the Leafs to be 100% on their game tonight.
We do.
And we got a chance to move on to the third round. Or we're going to play the sad music again and sit here and talk about how Shanahan has to be fired, Matthews has to go, Marner has to go. I think Marner's going anyway, no matter what happens.
Me too.
Yeah. What else you got over there?
I was just going to say, like, tonight is Matthews, Marner, and possibly Tavares to an extent, because his contract's up too. It's their last chance. Tonight's their last chance.
The very last.
The very last chance that they have. Because
if they win tonight and they get into the third round, they get bounced, nobody's going to care.
Yeah.
Because you got over your demons, you got into the third round, go at it again next year. But if they lose tonight, fans will want the team blown up.
And the other thing they can't do, and they probably wouldn't do it anyway, some might. If you move on to the third round, you've got just as tough a challenge in Carolina.
Very good point, my son.
Carolina is an incredibly good team that
if Florida or Toronto thinks if we just get through this round, we got it made, you're in for a rude awakening in round 3.
Yeah, Carolina is not an easy feat. And the only thing we got going for us in Carolina is Freddie Anderson's the goalie, and we know how that goes. Other than that, I mean...
And I don't think Carolina's quite as dirty as the Panthers.
No.
Because the number of dirty hits they get away with, and
it's unbelievable.
Not even going to go into the Department of Player Safety and all that other crap
George
the NHL tries to put out there. But some of the hits I've seen, shocking.
I mean, the other night, Matthews gets hit almost in the eye with a high stick by Barkov, and there's no call.
I don't know how the linesman who's dropping the puck right in front of him, the other linesman who's at the back corner of the blue line, and the 2 referees who are all watching the face-off, nobody saw that. It blows my mind that nobody saw that.
Yeah. I mean...
But anyway, it doesn't matter. What I will say, if the Leafs get through, we're down to 2 Canadian teams left in the...
Yeah, Edmonton, because Winnipeg got eliminated last night.
Well, Winnipeg fans don't want to hear this, but I'm going to say it again. The Winnipeg Jets are pretenders.
Yeah, that's true.
They're more pretenderish, if pretenderish is a word, than the Leafs are.
Yeah, they're...
Same thing, year after year after year, disappointment. And you know what? Winning the President's Trophy, who didn't see them going out in at least the second round?
Yeah.
I thought they were going in the first round.
I mean, Hellebuck is just a problem.
Well, he didn't cost them that last night. Unfortunately, it was Scheifele who lost his dad, which is a horrible situation for him.
Yeah.
He played, scored the goal for Winnipeg, but then he took a penalty with 17 or 18 seconds left in the third, and they ended up winning the goal on the power play early in overtime. So, unfortunate for Scheifele. I'm not a Scheifele fan, but I am human.
Yeah, me too. And, because Edmonton are in, and I don't know how Edmonton fare against Dallas, but...
Don't count out Edmonton. They're on a mission. When Connor McDavid wants something, look out. The only issue I have with Edmonton, like I have every year, we don't know what kind of goaltender they're going to have, and their defense is suspect at best.
Yeah. And I think...
I'm only concentrating on one game right now.
Me too. And we're the last series to finish, because every other series is done. And
I'll either take my jersey off tonight and put it back in my drawer, or I'll take my jersey off and light it with a lighter.
But, yeah, so tonight's Game 7. It's 9 p.m. Newfoundland time. And it's going to be...
Thank goodness it's a holiday.
Yeah, and another guy that I want to point out, especially for Florida, is I haven't seen a whole lot of... I think I said this about Brady last series, too. I haven't seen a whole lot of Matthew. Like, he hasn't done a whole lot. He hasn't been skating well, to be honest.
He's probably hurt.
Yeah.
He's trying to be his normal agitating self.
Yeah.
He hasn't been that bad either.
No, he hasn't really.
But none of that matters now. You got one game ahead of you. Win.
Except for last game when he went after Wolf and the game was over.
But that's normal. You lose Game 6, you should be trying to send a message for Game 7. The only team that wouldn't do that is the Leafs.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So we'll see. I have this little tiny piece of me thinks they may break through tonight.
Me too.
But then there's a really big piece of me that says they're probably going to have a 2-goal lead in the third.
And then blow
end
it.
up going to overtime and losing, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, but
it's not like I'm not prepared.
Yeah, but if you want to mention the Blue Jays, I think they won last night.
Blue Jays beat the Tigers last night in the 9th inning walk-off hit by Ernie
Clement.
What's interesting about the Blue Jays, after 45 games last year, they were 20 wins and 25 losses.
Yeah.
After 45 games this year, they are 22 wins and 23 losses.
Yeah.
So they're 2 wins better than last year after 45 games. But the funny thing about last year, it was so bad that they had a Victoria Day press conference to explain to us how they had the time and talent to turn it around.
Yeah, I was gonna do like a mini question. If what do we think that they might do another one? But then I realized this is the weekend and they're not gonna do one.
So apparently, 22 and 23 is good, but 20 and 25 really bad. The only thing the Blue
both
Jays
under
have
500.
Only thing the Blue Jays have going for them, nobody in the East is doing much.
No.
Like they're only, I think, 3 or 4 games out of the lead.
The Yankees have the lead, I think, don't they?
With a sub 500 record. Last year, this time, they were 8.5 games out of the lead.
Yeah.
But I don't think this team is underachieving. I don't think this team is overachieving. I think this is a 500 team at best. And after the Tigers, who are really good today, they got the Padres coming in.
Yeah, that's not going to be...
So after that series, their record may be worse than what it was.
Yeah.
Same time last year.
But
so I think it's time for people to start getting fired. Mr. Hyde got fired from Baltimore.
I did see that. Yeah, Baltimore is atrocious. But I do believe the Yankees have the lead in the East, don't they?
Hey, Baltimore, if you'd like to have Santander back.
Yeah, you can take him.
Just let us know, man. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, he is... I don't know.
What was your question?
The Yankees have the lead in the East, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay is behind the Blue Jays, but Tampa Bay just came into 2 of 3 from the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
So they have a worse record than the Blue Jays, but then dummied them at home a little bit. And now we got the Tigers today. They could win that and win the series, or they could lose that and lose yet another series and have the Padres coming in, which won't be fun.
No, but
but it's fun in New York because the Mets are playing the Yankees right now.
Yeah, and Soto came up and they were all booing him, and he tipped his cap to him and everything, all the Yankee fans.
Who saw that coming? That must have really agitated them too.
But yeah, if Baltimore, if you want Santander back, you can have him.
Yeah, just let us know. Give Ross a call.
He has nothing right now.
He's batting 170 something, I think.
He is pathetic.
The home run leader on the Blue Jays is Dalton Varsho.
That's great, man.
He hasn't played half the season.
Not even the $500 million guy.
I don't want to talk about it.
Which Vladdy isn't. I mean, his average would suggest otherwise, but he's not that good.
Oh, he's got good numbers. He just doesn't do it when it matters.
No.
He doesn't knock in runs when they make a difference. Or he doesn't get a home run when it makes a difference. He never has. And he's an above-average player. He's not a franchise player. And he's certainly not worth $500 million.
The only other thing that the Blue Jays have going for him is that nobody in the city of Toronto cares about the Blue Jays right now.
That's it.
But, yeah, so whatever happens, regardless, the round 3 Eastern Conference Finals, they start Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it'll be Carolina versus Florida or Toronto. And every game, Newfoundland time is 9:30. Every single game, 1 through 7.
Well, if the Leafs don't get through, I don't care what time the game is because I don't watch after that.
Me too.
If the Leafs get through, I will make the sacrifice and stay up late to watch them. Always have, always will. But let's concentrate on one game, and that's tonight.
Yeah.
And I know you're kind of nervous that you're not going to be able to stay up late like that. Let's hope it's a problem that we have to deal with.
Yeah, I probably, if they do get through, I don't think I'm going to be able to, except for like the weekend games. Like I know, I probably should, but I'm not. I can barely do it now. To be honest with you, I need sleep.
You're not a night owl, are you?
Not really, to be honest.
Nope. You got to pick your spots.
No, I think the Saturday game and the weekend games I could do, but the Tuesday, Thursday, I don't know.
Anything else over there?
No.
All right. Well, let's shut her down and we'll edit this and get it up, and then I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we're golfing later.
We are, with our favorite golfing duo. The O'Reillys are back.
Yeah, they are back. The O'Reillys are back.
So we'll have a fun afternoon. It's supposed to be sunny and half warm.
Yeah.
And no wind. No wind in the forecast. So I don't know how I can play golf in those conditions.
That's true.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Shut her down, my son.
Thank you for listening and watching this episode of 10 Minutes with Andrew. Find us on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. We'll be back next week with the next episode.
Hopefully we'll be talking about a few games into the third round and how the Leafs are doing.
Yeah.
All right, brother. See you later.
Okay. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on notifications to be notified when we upload new content. You can also connect with us at andrewchansey.com.